in triangle ABC. Angles A and C are congruent, and the measure of angle B is 143.6. What is the measure of angle A? So we're going to just kind of sketch this up here. A and C are congruent. B is 143.6 degrees. That's right there. So every triangle, the angles all add up to 180. A plus B plus C has to equal 180. So I'll just think of it that way. This is going to show up on every single ACT, I'll bet. Something about that's going to show up on every single ACT. So A plus 143.6 plus C equals 180. And we're told that A and C are congruent. So A and C are the same. Let's subtract 143.6. I don't have my calculator on me. But that 180 minus 143.6, that's going to be what? 36.4, I think. And then if we divide that in two, so that's going to be A plus C. A plus C equals 36.4. A plus C and A plus C are the same thing. So if we divide this by 2 and divide this by 2, we're going to get A equals 18.2. There we are. Notice we might have been able to solve this one just by looking at the last digits. The numbers all have to add up to 0. So this is like, it has to add up to 180 degrees, 0.0. And we've got, so for just adding, we've got 143.6 and then two more numbers that have to get added in here to add to a 0.0. If we put in G, if it was like 4 and 4, that's not going to end in a 0. And if we put in, undo. If we put in 8, I'm putting in C now. I'm looking at answer H. If I just look at the last digits, 0.8 plus 0.8 plus 0.6 does not end in a 0 either. So let's look at J. J ends in a 0.6. If I did all those, they would not end in a 0. So the only possible solution here would be 18.2. It's the only one that, if you add up the last digits, adds up to a 0. If that speeds the process along, yahoo. If it doesn't, you can just remember that 180 degrees that's the sum of all the angles in a triangle, all the interior angles in a triangle. And if we subtract away this 143.6 and then divide the remainder by 2, since they're congruent, we're going to get 18.2 as our answer. That is A. Nice work.